Hello and welcome back to the Talking with Todd segment of the Stuff Podcast. I'm JC Shirley, and normally I'm joined by my co-host CJ Pierce, but he's out of town this week. And so today it's just me and our guest, President Dr. Todd Hernandez.
Hi JC, how you doing?
Pretty good, boss. How about yourself?
Loving life.
Yeah, it's a great day to be alive. A little different, just the two of us, so I figured we'd kind of do a little background on you.
Okay.
We did a pretty long feature-length episode of the Stuff Podcast last year while you were still the EVP. And now that you're the full-on president, it'll be good to kind of remind people of who you are and what you do and what you've done previously. But before we get into that, is there anything you want to update us on about the affairs of state?
Sure. So on a previous episode, I talked about all the summer camps that we were offering this year, and the number at one point is 20, which is phenomenal. Just an opportunity for the community to come onto our campus, see what we have, and then also learn some cool things. And we're wrapping all of those up. So I just wanted to take a minute to say thank you to the staff and faculty that put in the work to make those happen. It's not something we do every day, so sometimes we learn as we go. But the faculty aren't under contract; they don't have to do it. They do it because they care, and staff and administrators pitch in as well. So grateful to the employees that we have at Northwest State. And one of the things that came out of the Higher Learning Commission that I don't know that we celebrate enough is when they were here during their visit, what impressed them, or one of the things that impressed them, is how much we care about our learners and our community. And that came out loud and proud. So thank you, everyone.
Yeah, great job to staff, faculty, and all of the ancillary personnel that went into making our summer camps happen this year. That was really, really special. I was always pretty fascinated by the idea of the summer camps here at Northwest when I was looking at schools in the area to go to and saw the summer camps, and that kind of piqued my interest here.
Yesterday, for those that were on campus yesterday, the youth camp made homemade ice cream.
Ooh.
So there was a sweet treat in the E building yesterday.
What flavor was it?
Banana, vanilla. I didn't have any, but
come on, man.
It looked good.
I guess not good enough to try though.
I was in meetings from all afternoon, just kind of missed the opportunity.
No time to sit down and enjoy some ice cream.
I had probably 2 pounds of chocolate yesterday.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So one of the things that Human Resources does here, when you have a birthday, they give you a cup full of candy, and I ate all the candy that I liked out of it, and then I went back to HR and traded the candy I didn't want for the candy I liked. I ate all of that, and my sweet tooth still wasn't satisfied, so I went to the bookstore, got another candy bar, and I didn't feel well yesterday.
I can't imagine that you would have.
The sugar crash was real.
Ooh.
Yeah. I don't recommend it.
No, I don't think that I would either. All right. So with that said, and I guess the state of affairs updated here, let's kind of transfer to who is Todd a little bit. You've said before where you've come from, where you were born, but it'd be great if you could remind our listeners of that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Northwest Ohio native. Graduated Napoleon High School. Before the third grade, I think I'd gone to Patrick Henry. But other than that, it was Napoleon School, city schools, the whole way up. When I graduated high school, I went to Columbus and attended DeVry Institute's technology, electrical engineering technologies degree, and 8 years as an officer in the Navy, nuclear trained. Wouldn't trade that for anything. I highly recommend the military for anybody that wants to. And then 10 years up and down the East Coast in the Navy, and then came right back to Napoleon, Ohio. I've been here ever since.
Yeah, kind of a small town place you want to get away from, but always kind of come back to.
Yeah, I mean, I value the opportunity that I had to live other places. Upstate New York is beautiful.
Yeah.
Newport, Rhode Island. I did a couple of different stints in Newport, and that was really nice. Virginia Beach, Charleston, South Carolina. But I always appreciated coming home, and when it was time to start having kids, I wanted my kids to experience what I had experienced in small rural town, relatively safe, obviously, but then also just around family. We had a family reunion this past weekend, and 75 or 80 of us there.
Goodness.
And it was
that's huge.
Yeah, that was just first cousins.
Wow.
Big family.
That's huge, man.
Yeah.
I've got a pretty substantial family on my mom's side, but I think we max at 30 or 35. Nothing quite as massive as that. So that's pretty cool, man. And it's really special that you guys can all get together.
Yeah, especially after not being able to do it for 15 months.
Man, that was hard. It was hard for a lot of people, and now that we're hopefully through the thick of things, it's good to get back to doing stuff with family.
Yep.
What do you do here at Northwest State? What are some of the daily things that go into being the president of?
Well, obviously leader, right? And the only way to, at least the way that I lead, is I like to get out and I talk to people. So I spend a lot of time just talking to people. How are things going? How can I help you? How can I support you? I had a really good conversation in the HR office this morning, and they're doing a very good job of filling open positions here. And I just stopped in to say thank you and asked them, how can I help? And they would like a new web page that kind of talks about the culture at Northwest State. And we can put it in a paragraph, but let's show some pictures of people really enjoying being at Northwest State. And so I'm gonna probably do a video for that page and just help them out. So I want to find ways to help people get their work done.
Yeah, that's really cool. You're kind of like the master facilitator, so to speak.
There's a little bit of that in it. Also, there's a lot of strategic thinking that goes into what I do. Right, I have to plan not only for next week or next month, but 6 months from now, a year from now. What does our college look like 3 years from now, 5 years from now? And I really enjoy that kind of leadership thought. And obviously you bring a lot of people into those conversations. I feel very fortunate to have been mentored by two good presidents, President Tom Stuckey and Michael Thompson. I feel very fortunate to have learned from both of them. But I've said before, I have to be me. So I'm going to be the president that stays true to who I am. So
you're going to be Todd.
I'm going to be Todd.
There you go. What does Todd like to do on his day off? If you have a whole day, nothing planned, what do you do?
So I like to read. I read a lot of books and articles on leadership, but also I read for fun as well. The Jack Reacher series, I've been through all of those, and those are pretty cool. And a lot of
movies.
Absolutely, yeah.
Man, Tom Cruise is great.
Yeah, it's coming out as a series from Amazon Prime. Okay. So I'm looking forward to that. Nice. Not sure when it'll be released, but so I read a lot of books, a lot of articles. I enjoy golf. Something that I'm going to hold myself accountable here a little bit. So my uncle, who's done a number of Ironmans, kind of challenged me and my brothers and some of my cousins to do a Spartan run next year. So it's a half marathon obstacle course. So in my spare time, I'm going to be kind of losing some weight and getting fit so that I can do that next year.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
What's the last thing you read? You kind of touched on that a little bit, but the last thing you read and a book recommendation for our listeners as we wrap up.
So two books I'll talk about. One is Terminal List. It's about a former Navy SEAL. It's fiction, so that one you read for enjoyment. Okay. I won't. No spoilers here, but it's a good read if you enjoy that type of.
Pretty riveting.
Yep. And I'm currently reading a book called Extended Mind, and it's really about how we have conscious thought and we can make conscious decisions and logical thought, but the extended mind is how has our ability to think and reason been extended by technology, or how does our mind, the way we think and act, change based on the space that we're in? So it's a really good book. I'm enjoying it. So more than halfway through, I'd definitely recommend it.
All right, Terminalist and Extended Mind, one nonfiction and one fiction, and both have high recommendations from the president. All right, boss, shall we sign off?
I'm good.
All right. Thanks, guys, for listening and watching to Talking with Todd. I'm JC Shirley, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.